When a star stands in the sky as a sign, the gods give their message to mankind. Something peculiar has appeared in our sky where nothing like it should exist. Astronomers are calling the object 3I Atlas, only the third known visitor to our solar system from interstellar space. According to the oldest Sumerian records, just such a wandering light was said to signal the return of the Anunnaki. Mainstream experts have classified it as nothing more than a comet. But as 3I Atlas follows its strange path across our solar system today, many are questioning whether scientists are mistaken and if instead, that ancient warning has beaconed again. In this video, we explore the shocking claims of an otherworldly civilization, the gold they sought, and the 3,600-year cycle that, allegedly, dictates their return to Earth in these current times. The idea of the Anunnaki's celestial return is no longer confined to dusty ancient texts. Right now, our solar system hosts a profound mystery in the form of a visitor from the deep galactic void, 3I Atlas. For decades, the narrative of an Anunnaki return was anchored to their hypothetical home planet, Nibiru, a world supposedly traveling on a vast elliptical orbit. And now that Nibiru is allegedly the closest it's been to Earth in several millennia, is it possible that 3I Atlas is not a comet at all, but rather an Anunnaki spacecraft that has departed from Nibiru and begun its journey toward Earth? Despite what mainstream astronomers claim, 3I Atlas does not appear to be merely a comet or an asteroid. Its trajectory and behavior have sparked theories that suggest it may not be a natural phenomenon at all. Some modern proponents of the ancient alien hypothesis suggest this fleeting celestial object, originating from another star system, could be a highly advanced interstellar vehicle. A scout, perhaps, or a colossal piece of technology disguised by its cosmic dust and ice. If such objects are indeed intelligent artifacts, they would represent the ultimate return. The manifestation of a highly sophisticated civilization with deep connections to Earth's ancient past and humanity's origins coming back to check in on us. It forces us to look past our telescopes and back to the oldest written records on Earth, asking, who are the visitors, and what does their return mean for humanity? The true beginning of the Anunnaki story lies in Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, which thrived around 4,500 years ago in what is now modern-day Iraq. This is where the Sumerians, who invented the first known form of writing, etched their history onto clay tablets using cuneiform. These inscriptions speak of beings who descended from the heavens, the Anunnaki. The name itself, derived from the Sumerian word Anuna, translates to descendants of Ahun, within being the Sumerian god of the sky and the father of the gods. The term Ki generally translates to earth, immediately establishing a connection between the celestial and the terrestrial. Their pantheon included powerful figures like Anu, the king, Enlil, the lord of command and air, and Enki, the god of water and wisdom, who was also, allegedly, the chief genetic engineer. Ancient texts like the Epic of Atrahasis and the Enuma Elish paint a picture of a celestial hierarchy. The Agigi, the lesser gods, initially carried out the physical toil of mining gold for the Anunnaki. But their labor in the mines was so grueling, so unbearably hard, that the Agigi eventually revolted, destroying their tools and surrounding the house of Enlil. The powerful gods then faced a choice: give up their work or find a solution to carry the weight. This rebellion became the inciting incident for the creation of mankind. The historical interpretation of these tales is that the Anunnaki are complex, mythological deities, personifications of celestial and natural forces. However, the rise of the ancient alien theory drastically reinterprets this narrative. This highly controversial proposition views the Anunnaki not as gods of myth, but as highly advanced extraterrestrials. According to this view, these visitors came from another world because their own was facing an apocalyptic crisis. Author Zecharia Sitchin's interpretation suggests their home planet, Nibiru, was suffering from severe atmospheric degradation. The alleged solution was to locate a substance that could reflect solar radiation and act as a protective shield: gold. The Agigi's rebellion forced the Anunnaki to develop a new, compliant labor force. This is where the most astounding theory came from: that the creation of Homo sapiens was an act of genetic engineering overseen by Enki. Sitchin theorized that the Anunnaki took a species of primitive hominid, perhaps Homo erectus, and altered its DNA, combining it with the blood of a sacrificed god to create a being, Lulu Amelu, or primitive man with superior intellectual and social abilities. The purpose of humanity was simply to carry out the heavy labor. The first man, Adamu, with his enhanced biology, was allegedly created in this manner in the Sumerian Eden, which is interpreted as an Anunnaki base of operations, or a laboratory in Mesopotamia. This perspective suggests that all the magnificent works of early civilization, from astronomy and mathematics to architecture, were not human ingenuity alone, but advanced knowledge transferred by these long-lived giant beings who were subsequently revered as gods. The idea that the Anunnaki were extraterrestrial geneticists in search of gold rather than supreme deities leads us directly to the central question of their return. Sitchin's theory is predicated on the mechanics of their purported homeworld, Nibiru. In his interpretations, the existence of this distant planet is tied to a specific celestial rhythm. Nibiru, sometimes referred to as the 12th planet, including the Sun and Moon, allegedly follows a massive elliptical orbit. This orbit brings it close to the inner solar system and near Earth on a predictable schedule. The period of this orbit is what Sitchin called a shar, a unit of time equivalent to approximately 3,600 Earth years. This 3,600-year cycle is the key to their visitation schedule. When their mission to mine gold was complete and the situation on Nibiru began to stabilize, the Anunnaki started their slow departure from Earth. They are said to have transferred their authority to human monarchs, establishing the concept of divine kingship to maintain control in their absence. The ancient Sumerian king list itself records the reigns of early rulers spanning millennia before a massive flood, periods so vast that theorists suggest these kings were the Anunnaki, or their long-lived hybrids, whose extended lifespans were tied to Nibiru's unique temporal cycle. The Great Flood marked the end of their direct presence, but their departure was, according to Sitchin's theory, temporary, a hiatus to be broken when the Nibiru cycle brought their world back into proximity, which, if true, makes their return a cosmic guarantee. If the cycle is indeed every 3,600 years, proponents ask, is the return imminent? Modern-day theories attempt to connect the ancient prophecy to current global phenomena, suggesting the cycle is underway. The renewed search for a massive, distant, unseen planet in our outer solar system is often conflated with Sitchin's theories. Astronomers now speak of the hypothetical Planet 9, or Planet X, which is needed to explain the unusual orbits of distant Kuiper Belt objects. While Planet 9 is scientifically theorized to have a 10,000 to 20,000 year orbit and has not been directly observed, for those believing in the Anunnaki, the very admission by NASA and the scientific community that an unseen, influential planet exists is viewed as confirmation that the celestial body is nearing. Beyond gravitational anomalies, the Anunnaki's purpose, the mining of gold, is linked to modern resource scarcity and geopolitical instability. The increase in UAP sightings is, by some, interpreted as early scouting missions. If their homeworld is approaching, the highly complex maneuvers and advanced technology attributed to UAPs could be the return of the Vimanas, the ancient flying vehicles mentioned in Indian texts, or the spacecraft described by the prophet Ezekiel. Even religious events like the rapture of Enoch or Elijah's fiery chariot are reinterpreted as primitive people witnessing a technological civilization interacting with humanity in antiquity. Further still, there is the unsettling possibility that the Anunnaki never truly left. The crypto-terrestrial hypothesis suggests that UAPs are not extraterrestrial, but rather a hidden, advanced civilization that has coexisted with humanity for millennia, dwelling in deep oceans or underground. Could these crypto-terrestrials be the Anunnaki who remained, quietly managing the world they created, helping us advance technologically? If the ancient myths and the biblical accounts of giants like the Nephilim are a historical record of human-Anunnaki hybrids, then the long-prophesied return may simply be an escalation of their ongoing, hidden presence. For the sake of intellectual exploration, all claims must be examined, and the extraterrestrial Anunnaki hypothesis faces significant challenges from conventional science. Mainstream historians and linguists overwhelmingly reject Sitchin's translation of Sumerian cuneiform. Scholars argue that he fundamentally misinterpreted the texts, and that the Anunnaki are a collective term for deities, not a specific group of intergalactic gold miners. The ancient stories, according to academic consensus, are designed to explain the origins of life, civilization, and society. The idea of Nibiru and its 3,600-year orbit also falls apart under astronomical scrutiny. A planet with such a long, elliptical trajectory would exert immense gravitational force, and if it had passed through the inner solar system every few thousand years, it would have long ago destabilized the orbits of Mars and Earth. The existence of such a massive object is considered an astronomical impossibility. Furthermore, the Shar is considered a unit of measure for time in ancient texts, not a description of a planetary orbit. Even the supposed proof of advanced construction techniques, such as the pyramids, is countered by archaeological evidence. The consensus is that ancient Egyptians, utilizing a large workforce of skilled workers, knowledge of geometry, and advanced logistics involving boats and canals, built these massive structures over many decades. The precision is maybe a proof to human ingenuity, so it is not necessarily extraterrestrial technology. Ultimately, no archaeological remains have ever been found to support the existence of extraterrestrial technology or any contact between ancient peoples and beings from other planets. The Anunnaki theory, for skeptics, attempts to explain away the magnificent achievements of ancient human civilizations. We are left to reconcile these two opposing realities. One views the Anunnaki as the gods of a profound ancient religion, whose mythological stories guided the earliest kings and taught humanity its first lessons. In this view, their return is simply a prophecy of a new spiritual era. The other reality suggests that they were a technologically advanced alien species bound to a cosmic clock that is nearing its midnight hour. This scenario proposes that we are not the masters of our own destiny, but the manufactured labor force of a civilization that is due to collect its creation. If this is true, the coming of 3I Atlas, or the detection of Planet 9, could be seen as a countdown and a subtle sign that the celestial mechanics are aligning once more. If the Anunnaki return, the world would have to confront the revelation of its true origins, the possibility that we are the result of genetic manipulation. Would they return as benevolent teachers, ready to advance humanity into the galactic fold? Or would they return to enforce their divine laws, to correct a creation that they believe has not progressed as anticipated? The story of the Anunnaki forces us to look up, to challenge the established narrative, and to realize that the most profound mysteries are often hiding in plain sight. The gold is still here. The planet is still turning. And the great question here is that, if they did create us, what happens when the creators come back to check on their experiment? If you found this video both enlightening and fascinating, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you all in the next informative video.